Guys, what is Linux? Who developed the Linux? Why to use Linux? What does open source means? Guys, what is Linux? Dozy, Siri, Malli.
Where multiple users can connect through one OS. Right?
Hmm. So Linux is a OS, right? Operating system. Yeah. What is Linux? Why you use to learn Linux? What does open source means? Or what do you download the Linux kernel source code? Linux distributions? How to practice Linux? Okay. So Linux is a family of open source Unix like operating system based on the Linux kernel. An operating system kernel first released on the September 17, 1991 by Linus Torvald. Linux is typically packaged in a Linux distribution, guys. So open source software is with source code that anyone can inspect, modify, and enhance. So we can access the source code of the Linux OS, allowed to run the program for any purpose or uses, allowed to change the program working procedure, free to distribute. So Unix is an operating system, open source operating system based on the Unix. It's known for security and flexibility, guys. History we already knows, right? Created by the Linus Torvald in 1991. The name of Linux comes from the Linus and Unix. The first four letters from Linus and the last letter from Unix, right? So Unix is a powerful multi-user multitasking operating system originally developed in the 1970s at ATL Bell Labs, which serves as a foundation of many modern operating systems. So Linux versus Unix. Unix is a licensed and Linux is a open source, guys. So Linux is inspired by a Unix and it's designed to be a Unix like. It follows many of the same principles and standards, making it compatible with Unix software and commands, guys. Okay. Key features: open source, multi-user, multitasking, security, and portability. So what is the key feature, guys? So you already know it's a multi-user, multi-operating system, multi-user and multitasking and security, high security and portability and open source. Okay. So market demand. So job roles, Linux skills are in demand for roles such as system administrator, DevOps engineer, cloud architect, software developers, network engineer, and cybersecurity professionals need to learn the Linux, guys. So industry adoption, many companies from tech giants like Google, Facebook, and Amazon to a financial institutions and healthcare providers rely on the Linux for their IT infrastructure. So for their IT infrastructure. Okay, recommendations for the beginners. Ubuntu, it's a widely used has extensive documentation and a large community for the support. CentOS, community version for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So commonly used in enterprise environments. So we are discussing in the CentOS. Okay, so what we will cover in this course, so the Linux basics commands, so creating and managing file directories, user administration, creating standard partitions and LVMs, file and directory permissions, and the package management. Okay, so we are discussing those topics, guys. One second. Yeah, guys. So what we discussed in the previous class. So what is Linux, why Linux, open source. So right, they discussed about the Linux. So today we will discuss about the real-time environments. So what is that? So real-time environments, guys. We'll discuss about the real-time environments. Guys, the environments are something like a non-production non-production environments, guys. So non-production environments like development environment, QA environment, UAT, SAT environment, staging environment. So pre-prod, so integration. So integration environment, guys. So production is nothing but a live environment. So production, so environment, right, guys? Yeah, every company or something like we are using development environment and integration environment for the non-production guys. This is for QA and this is for the development environment. Some companies are using development and QA. Some companies are using development and UAT. Some companies are using SAT. Some companies are using predefined environment. So predefined pre-prod is nothing but a prod like setup. What is that? So prod like setup is nothing but a pre-prod environment. Guys, understood? So we are deploying our website in the environments. So what is it? So real time environments. So right. So what this is, for example, this is a dev environment. So for example, this is the a QA environment. Okay. So this is nothing but a non-production and so this is nothing but a live environment is nothing but a production environment. What this is non-prod and prod also. I think Siri, you know the DR also, right? Disaster recovery.
Yes, Hari.
Yeah, I'm not discussing DR because of they will confuse. Okay. Yeah. So non-production environment, for example, the so who is this? A dev team. Dev team is nothing but a development team, and this is a dev env, and this is QAENV. Okay. So this is the QA and dev environment, and this is the QA environment, and this is the production environment. Right. So who are accessing this? So who are these guys? These are the developers. Who are this? So these are developers and yeah. So these are development team. So whenever they develop the code, right, they will deploy it. They will deploy it in the dev environment. First, they will test it and deploy it on the dev environment. So if it is looks good, then the same code will be deployed in the QA environment. Which environment, guys? So QA environment. If you QA sign off, then they will deploy it to the production environment. So production environment, right? So whatever the who are these? This is the QA. QA is nothing but a so quality analysis and the certification team. What they will do? They will do that. They will certify the application. They will certify the applications. Once they sign off that, so then we'll move to the production environment, guys. So they will deploy it on the production environment. Production environment. Guys, understood? So what are the environments we have? So we have, so for example, two environments. One is non-production environment. So other environment is production environment, right? So in the non-production environment, so we are using which server, guys? We are using, for example, Dell PowerEdge R710. This is the image. Snipping tool, new. For example, this is the server. Guys, understood, right? So this is the, guys, so this is the server. So this is the server and this is the server. Okay, so they deployed the code in this servers. So first we need to install the CentOS, then they will deploy the code in the servers. Guys, so how many people are accessing this server? The server resources. So what are the server resource? What is resource, guys? The resource is nothing but, what is resource? Guys, what is resources? Looks like a
Permission.
configuration. Does it? The resources, the configuration. Guys, so what is your mobile configuration? Which mobile are you using, and what is the mobile configuration for your mobile? Siri, which mobile are you using? Malli, Dozy,
Apple.
iPhone.
sorry,
An iPhone.
iPhone.
iPhone, right? So iPhone, okay. So iPhone, the resources are looks like RAM, how much GB of a RAM, and storage, and CPU, processor. So which processor are you using? Okay. So resources is nothing but RAM, CPU, and storage. So how much GB of a RAM? For example, 128 GB of a RAM we have the server. Storage is, for example, 2 TB storage we have. And the CPU, 20 core CPU we have. So how much GB of a RAM? So this RAM, because of a production servers, right? You deployed the Facebook or WhatsApp in this server. So for example, the U limit, what is that? U limit is nothing but a user limit. What is that?
The user
User
limits.
limit. So the user can access the server. They set the 20K. What is that? So 20K people can connect at a time the server based on the resources. Based on the resources. Okay. So this is the production server, and the 20K people are accessing this website. So these resources are utilizing. These resources are utilizing. And QA. How many people are accessing this QA environment, guys? How many people? Three people are
Three
accessing
people.
this server. Okay. So how many people are accessing this server? Three people. So this is also three people are accessing this server. Okay. So do we need this much resource, this much amount of resources for the dev and QA environment?
No.
No, right? So no need of this much resource for the development and QA people, because of development only three people are three people are using this server, and QA environments also three people are using this server,
Okay.
right? So we don't need this much resources for the development and QA environment. So how we can reduce the cost, reduce, how we can reduce the cost? So the solution is nothing but what this is. This is a Guys, what this is? This is a physical server. Physical server. So in this physical server, how many OSs we can install? So we can install one OS. So one OS to interact with this hardware. Okay. So for example, so for buying this 5 lakhs and to keep the server in the data center. So for 20 lakhs, for example, 10 lakhs. So we are paying for this dev environment and QA environment and production environment, right? I don't want this much amount of resources for the development and QA environment. Is there any solutions? Yes. A big innovative thoughts comes into the picture and a big innovative thought comes. What is that? Innovation. Innovation comes into the picture and the virtualization comes into the picture. What is that? Guys, what is that? Virtualization. What is this? Guys, speak out, guys.
Virtualization.
Yeah. What is physical? What is virtualization? What is physical and what is virtualization? Guys, tell me. Now you understood what is physical. This is the physical server. We can interact. If you want to interact this physical server, we need a hardware. We need a OS. Yes, we install the CentOS 7. But for the development server, we don't need this much amount of the resources for development and QA. So a big innovative thought comes into the picture and the cost reduces the 90%. 90% cost reduces from the this physical server. So what is the concept? The concept is a virtualization. So virtualization is a bare metal software. What this is, guys?
Bare metal software.
Yeah. So what is bare metal software? So bare metal software. So what is bare metal software? So this is your phone, guys. For example, Android 4. For example, Android. So OnePlus. What is this? So OnePlus mobile. So this is the hardware, guys. This is the hardware. So OnePlus is the hardware. Okay, this OnePlus is the hardware. In the OnePlus, which OS is installed, guys? Which OS is installed on our OnePlus mobile?
Android.
Yes, very good. What is that? Android. Android is a bare metal software. What is that? Android is a bare metal software. So what is bare metal software? Guys, this is a hardware. How we can interact with this hardware, guys? I want to interact with this
All
hardware. How we can interact with this hardware?
with the help of OS.
Very good. So with the help of OS. Okay. Yeah. Linux OS, for example. So Linux OS. Yeah. So yeah, now I am interacting with this hardware. Then the applications, whatever the applications are there in the on the mobile, right? So that applications we need to create a software. That software is nothing but a Android. What is that software? That software is nothing but a Android software. The combining of both the software and the OS is called as a bare metal. The combining of the both is nothing but a bare metal software. Now you understood? Android took the Linux OS and they created the software and combined and released as a Android OS. Same like as a virtualization also. So why virtualization? So virtualization as a bare metal software. So basically how we can interact with this hardware, guys? How we can interact with this hardware? Guys, how we can interact with this hardware?
An operating system.
Sorry?
Using an operating system.
Yeah, Using operating system. Yeah. So we install the operating system. So we need a operating system. Bah. And I don't want this much amount of the resources. I don't want this much amount of the resources. So if we use this software, virtualization software, the resources will be available as free, and we can create the number of OSs based on the number of OSs based on the resources. So we can create the number of OSs. Guys, understood? So what is the virtualization concept? The virtualization concept is nothing but they created a software called as for example, VMware or Oracle VirtualBox, OVM. Okay, so Oracle company and VMware company created the virtualization software. The software is nothing but a VMware. So VMware software designed for creating the multiple resources, creating the multiple OSs. So we call it as a virtual machines. So with the help of VMware software, that software is designed for releasing the resources and creating the number of OSs based on the resources. Guys, understood now? So who created the virtualization softwares? The virtualization software created two companies. So one is VMware and Oracle company created Oracle Virtual Machine. Okay, now you understood? Yeah. So we call it as a virtual machine. This is called as a virtual machine. In this first, we need to install the a VMware or a Oracle VirtualBox. First, I installed the OVM. For example, we install the OVM, and then I installed the CentOS. Then I installed the Ubuntu. Then I installed the Windows Server. Then I installed the Red Hat. Then I installed the Oracle VirtualBox, Oracle Linux OS. Okay, so we can install the number of OSs based on the resources. This virtualization will give the resources freely, and we can install the number of OSs based on the resources. Guys, understood?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the virtualization, right? So we can use the virtualization for this server, right? For example, I need a two server for the dev environment. I need another two server for the QA environment. I need a QA and dev environment. So both environments I created in the one server. I created in the development and the QA environment in the one server because of I don't need this much this much amount of the resources. So per VM, okay, per VM I need how much resources I need? I need a development people, right? Two only people, right? I need just two CPU and 20 GB HDD hard disk and 4 GB or 2 GB RAM is enough, guys. 2 GB RAM. So we need this much amount of the this much amount of the resources we need for each and every server, right? So we can use these resources and we can create the number of VMs, virtual machines based on the resources, and we can give it to the a development or QA. Now you understood, guys? So this server we can create a 10 VMs. How many VMs? 10 VMs. Each VM cost is 1 lakh. 1 lakh, guys. Each VM cost is 1 lakh. So here we are paying 10 lakhs per server, but here we are paying 1 lakh per server. Now you understood? So how much the cost reduces? 90% of the cost reduces
Percent.
from virtualization to physical. Guys, now you understood?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where you are deploying your servers, guys? Where you are keeping your servers? So where you are keeping your servers?
Data center.
Very good. What is that?
Data centers.
Data centers, right? For example, your data center dozy for you, so it is in India, IND. Okay, for Indian people, it is in US. The data center is in US, right? So this is the server, right? This is the server. So we created the virtual machines and we created the server. Okay. So for our purpose, you guys remember, you guys assumes like our laptop is a data center, guys. Our laptop is something like a data center. So which OS is installed on our machine, guys? Which OS is
Windows,
installed?
Send those. No,
Windows
ours.
11.
Okay, window.
Windows 10 or 11 or 8, right? So Windows operating system is installed. So right, I have a much resources. I want to install the virtualization. Then I want to install the number of OSs on my operating system. Okay. So what is that? The software is. What is the software, guys? OVM. So
OVM.
OVM is nothing but a Oracle Virtual Machine. Oracle Virtual Machine. A Oracle company provided a software called as a Oracle Virtual Machine. And if you install this Oracle Virtual Machine, right, the whatever the resources in our hardware, it will be freely available, and we can install the number of OSs based on our resources. Based on our resources. So for mine, I installed the Oracle Virtual Box. What is that? This is the
Hmm.
Oracle Virtual Box. Guess what this is? This is a, oh shit. Mhm. 1 second, guys. D, where you copied all these things from. Deleted, huh? Yeah, I will show you guys, no worries. Install. So you see, right? This is the Oracle Virtual Box. Based on this, I created the CentOS 9. So if you want, you can create the Red Hat, Red Hat, Red Hat 9. You see, right? So for example, Windows Server, Microsoft, finish. You need a 50 GB, no space. Or else Ubuntu. There is no space, guys. That's the reason it is not showing. You see, uh, here we install the two virtual machines. So for example, this virtual machine settings. So Red Hat, Red Hat. So you see, guys, here. Yeah. So what is the RAM we took? 2 GB of a RAM and the processor 1 CPU. Okay, the configuration. And we took the Red Hat 20 GB of a RAM, guys. We took the 20 GB or 2 GB, 20 GB of the RAM to storage hard disk to install the OS. Okay, and we added the network. We added the network. Guys, now you understood how you can deleting all files. I want to delete, remove all files. Okay. So this is the virtualization. In this virtualization, we can install the number of OSs based on our resources. Based on our resources. Guys, understood?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So now, so we can install the how to install virtualization software. How to install virtualization software OVM on Windows machine. Understood? Doze, are you using Mac or Windows?
Windows.
Windows, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Yeah. How to install the virtualization software of OVM on our machine? So what is that? So first, what we need to do? So we need to download the OVM software, right? Second, so we need a dependency package, guys. So we need to install that dependency package also. VC++ 2019 software is dependency software for the OVM. So first we need to install this one. I will tell you guys. And so which OS we are trying to install on our virtual machine?
CentOS 9.
Very good. Download CentOS 9 ISO from CentOS mirror list. This is the website, guys. So we can download this from the website. So installation. So what is this, guys? Download the OVM software. So how to download the OVM software?
We download it now.
Yes, Oracle VirtualBox download. So this is the official website for the Oracle VirtualBox, guys. www.oracle.com. Oracle.com in virtualization technologies VM downloads VirtualBox downloads.html. Right here. So you can download the Oracle VirtualBox, guys. So are you using for the Windows or a Mac or a, yeah, you see guys here that the difference. So if you want to install the any software on Windows, so what is the which software we need to download, guys? So which extension software we need to download it? Windows, the extension should be ovm.exe. What is that? .exe or .msi format. Okay, .exe is nothing but a executable format. So if you want to install this package on the Mac, if you want to install any software on Mac, we need to download the .dmg or .dpkg packages or a softwares. Guys, understood? So if you want to install the CentOS, Red Hat, or Fedora, or Amazon Linux, or Oracle Linux. So what is the extension we need? .rpm, Red Hat Package Manage, Red Hat Package Manager, Red Hat Package Management or a Red Hat Package Manager. Guys, now you understood? So every software they created for Windows, they created for Mac, they created for CentOS. They created for Mac, Windows, and CentOS. You see, guys, the platforms. So freely available for Windows, Mac, and Linux and Solaris platforms. What is this? This is the Windows. So if you want a Windows, so just click the Windows. Okay, it is downloading. For DMG for this one, guys. Okay, Linux platforms, Ubuntu, Debian, like SUSE, Fedora, Oracle Linux. Okay, so we can use this RPM package. Okay, yes, very good. So the next one is VC. Who is this from? Microsoft Visual C++ 2019 download. Click this and just Visual Studio 2019 9 plus Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, ARM or x64 bit. This is the one you can download, guys. So this is the one. Just you can download this one. Okay. So download this one and CentOS ISO we need. So CentOS 9 ISO download. So what is the website, guys? HTTP www.centos.org download. So you are using, so which one, guys? CentOS 9 x86 64 architecture. We need a 64 architecture. So ISO. Click the ISO. You see, it will download the ISO file. Guys, I don't have a space. That's the reason I'm getting that error. I will tell you. I have already downloaded those software, guys. No need to worry. Guys, understood? Guys, understood how to
Okay.
download that one?
I'm working on
Understood?
it.
Sorry?
I'm working on it. Trying to get it.
Your voice is very, very, very low. I'm unable to hear. You can speak loudly, Dozy.
Is this better?
Yeah, better.
Okay, I said I'm working on it. I'm trying to get the programs.
You are also downloading, working on it,
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to install the if you want to download the CentOS, right? So that CentOS ISO having 12 GB. We need to download that 12 GB. So then the installation, how we can install this one? We can install. So this is the downloading and installing. So installation. So how we can install these softwares? How we can install these softwares? Okay. The step one is step one. First, we need to install this VC++ software, guys. Because of this is a dependency software. Software for OVM. So that's the reason we need to install that VC++ first, then we install the Oracle Virtual Machine software. Okay, so that's voice that's OVM installation completed. Then open the OVM on the search bar, on the Windows search bar. So once you select, right, you can select click the Oracle Oracle Virtual Box, then open the Oracle Virtual Box, open OVM, and then create a virtual machine with CentOS 9. CentOS 9. Guys, installation is nothing but in Windows. Installation is GUI mode. Just click next. Just click the next. It will finish, guys. It will finish, nothing to worry about it. Okay. So how to install the CentOS 9 on that Oracle Virtual Box? How to install this is the Oracle Virtual Box. Okay. So this is the Oracle Virtual Box. 1 second, guys. I will file. I'm deleting some space, guys. One point 1 GB space came, but how much I need? I need a 20 GB space, right? Let's see in the documents. Nothing. Super putty, layouts, custom templates. Nothing is there. I want to cut, paste. Okay, how much GB I got? 1 second, guys. You see, guys. So only 239 MB free in the 139 GB. Let's remove some space. This is paste. Mm, Control X, paste. Guys, 24 GB I'm getting. You see, guys, here I'm reclaiming the 22 GB. Let me check. Is there any way to reclaim other resources? See, how much GB I have? Yeah, it's 15 GB is recovered. It's in 15 GB. The downloads, everything. What is that, guys? Yeah, why this is taking? Skip, 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 replace. Okay, guys. So I have a space HP. Yeah, guys, you see in the virtual box 12 KB, 12 KB, 12 KB, 9 KB. Then Kubernetes desktop. Okay, guys. Yeah, now I am trying to install a CentOS Yeah, we install everything, guys. The VC++. So where I can check it, you can check it in the, go to the control panel. Once you install, right, where you can check it in the control panel. Go to the programs and features. Go to programs and feature. You see, guys, here the virtual box worker virtual box is installed. If you want to uninstall, right click uninstall. Okay. So before, what we need to install, we need a virtual visuals to Microsoft Visual C++ 2015 to 2024. This one we need. So this is the dependency software, and we need to install this one also. Yeah, I installed these two. Now I want to install the CentOS on my virtual machine. Okay, CentOS 9 and finish. Okay, so then go to the settings. In the basic, we provided the system configuration 2 GB and one CPU. I have it to 8 CPU. I'm using one CPU, and display nothing to be select. Storage we took the 20 GB by default, and empty here. So here we need to select the that if you keep here, it will ask add a optical drive or add a hard disk. I want to add a optical drive. Optical drive is nothing but a, so in our hard disk, right, there is a optical drive. Add, where is exactly CentOS? Yeah, CentOS 9. This is, I already downloaded the CentOS 9. Open CentOS 9. Choose. Okay. And go to the here. Okay. Again, go to settings. Yeah, storage. You selected the ISO for installing the, so you see DVD, CD, DVD, ISO for installing the CentOS. And network, we need to select the networks, guys. So adapter 1 is something like a NAT. Adapter 2 is nothing but a bridge network, guys. You can select the bridge network, and adapter 3 is nothing but a host only. What is that? Host only adapter, and OK. Yeah, you set the networking and the storage and the RAM and CPU. Now let's start the CentOS 7. It will take 5 to 10 minutes, guys, for installing the CentOS on our virtual box, on our virtual machine, right? So here, you installing the CentOS on our virtual machine. Okay. Yeah. So if you click right, it will go to the mouse into the screen. And if you want to come out that mouse pointer, in the right side, there is a control, right? If you press the right side controller, the mouse will come out. So if you want to go to this instance, this VM, just click it. It will go to the mouse into that virtual machine. Right, in the navigational keys, in the keyboard navigational keys, up arrow, down arrow, left to right. So it will select this, guys. So once you select install the CentOS 9, you can select the CentOS 9. So it will ask the language, guys, the language, the destination where you need to install the CentOS 7. It is asking the destination, and the while creating the CentOS, while installing the Linux OS or a CentOS Linux, any Linux OS, by default a user will be created. That user is root user. That user is a root user. In Windows, the username is administrator user. Administrator can do anything. So this user will created while installing the OS. The same like as a Linux also, a user will be created. That user is root user. Root user will be creating while installing the, by default, while installing the OS, guys. So we need to set the password for root user only. That root user is already created while installing the OS. Okay, guys, understood?
Yeah.
Yep, thanks. Yeah, you see, it is asking the user the language. For example, English. You need to select the language English. Oh, it is not selecting the mouse pointer. If it is not selecting, then go to the input keyboard, devices, optical, USB. Yeah, you can select English, then continue. Click on the continue button. Yeah, you see, it is the asking installation summary. So the installation summary, date and time, everything will be set. Just we need to select the installation destination. We need to select the installation destination. In this whatever 20 GB we grab, right? That 20 GB we need to install the OS. Okay. Then so software installation. In the software installation, what you need, guys, the real-time environment. They will just install a minimal software server with a minimal installation. Minimal installation is nothing but a CLI, guys. Okay. So minimal installation is CLI, and installation destination you already selected. This is the installation destination. Okay. Next it is asking the root password, guys. Root user is created while installing the OS. Just set the root password. So what is the password I gave? I'm giving red hat for remembering purpose. I'm giving the password as red hat. Okay. So log the user account, allow root SSH login access. Okay. Then done. Click on the double times, then begin the installation. You see, guys, the installation is in progress, and how many softwares, how many packages we need to install while installing the OS. So I think 304 for CentOS 7. Let's see, 304 or 324 packages we need to install. So what is that? Pre-installation, downloading the packages, then we can install the packages. So very easy, guys. For the installation, Linux OS installation is very easy. Is it hard, guys? Is it easy or hard? Guys, easy, right?
Easy. Yeah.
Very good.
I'm just trying to follow up because it's asking me to restart my system and I don't want to leave the meeting. So I think I'll do that after the meeting. Is that fine?
Sorry, your voice is very low, yeah. Can you speak
No,
loudly?
actually, what he's saying is his
Hmm.
system is asking for restart once
Yeah,
he down.
you can restart your system.
He may disconnected from the call. That's why he's waiting. Right.
Yeah.
From the call, so I'll do that after the
Yeah,
meeting.
after that you can do it. After that you can do it. I will share the recording, Dozy.
All right, that'll be fine. Thank you.
Okay.
I think I can do that later on.
Yeah, you see, guys, 341 package will installing while install the CentOS. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So after that it will ask the reboot. Yeah. So what we will discuss tomorrow, I think it is going back. It will not. Yeah, we'll discuss the Linux file system hierarchy. Okay, so what is Linux file system hierarchy? While installing the OS, few folders will be created. So few folders will be created. Those folders having their own specific region. So we'll discuss tomorrow. So for example, in Windows, you see guys, the program files x86 and your users, right? The same like as a in Linux also, they created some folders. But in Linux, so folder we call it as a directory, guys. So folder in Windows we call it as a folder, right? The same like a folder is nothing but a directory in Linux, guys. A folder is nothing but a directory in Linux. Guys, understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll discuss file system hierarchy. Then we'll start the basic Linux commands, guys. So with the basic Linux commands, then we'll see the test processing tools. Then we'll discuss the user management, file management, the disk partition, package management, and will deploy the two applications. So one is Apache web server and another one is Tomcat web server. Okay. So we'll discuss few commands. It's related to process and networking. Then we will wind up the Linux, guys. Then we'll start the cloud. Okay.
Okay, that's
సార్
fine.
ఇది రికార్డ్ వీడియో ఇది మెయిల్ ఐడికి సెండ్ చేస్తారు సార్ నిన్నటిది ఈ రోజు అది కొంచెం ఈ రోజు
Yeah.
విఎంది మీకు తర్వాత రేపు మార్నింగ్ ఒకసారి కాల్ చేస్తాను సార్ నాకు కొంచెం అది ఈ రోజు కొంచెం
చెయ్యి.
డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయి రేపు కొంచెం తెలుగులో చెప్తారా సార్ రేపు
ఆ,
అది విఎం సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఓకే అది ఓఎస్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ చేయడం అది ఎంత ఓకే ఒకసారి వీడియో ఇప్పుడు నేను మెయిల్ ఐడి మీకు పెట్టినా సార్ గ్రూప్ లో పెట్టినా సార్
WhatsApp group. Guys,
సరే
please
సార్
send your email IDs in the WhatsApp group. Then I will give you the permission to watch the recording. Dozy, Siri, Malli. Okay. So Siri understood, right? How we can install the OS. Dozy, Malli.
Yes.
Okay.
సార్
Yeah, got you. Yeah. So configuring microcode, the post installation. So once it is done, it is asking the reboot, guys, here. So once we reboot the server, right? Yeah, now we are able to access that. Now we are able to use the CentOS 9 Linux OS. Understood? So it is taking how much it takes, guys? So how much time it took to install the OS, guys? Hardly 10 minutes.
ఎస్ సార్
Yeah.
10
So
minutes
please remember this, guys, while launching the EC2 instance, while launching the OS on cloud. So how much time it will take?
It should be between 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. But while installing the while launching the VM virtual machine on cloud, it will take hardly below 1 minute or below 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will complete within a minute. So generating the init ramfs, running post installation scripts. So once it is done, it is asking the reboot system. Once we reboot the system, yeah, you see, it is asking the CentOS stream is now successfully installed and ready for you to us. Go ahead and reboot your system to start using it. Okay, just I'm rebooting the OS. Yeah, logged in as a which user, guys? A default user is created while installing the OS. What is that user?
OS.
What is that? Root user. We set the password for root user. The password is Red Hat. Right, Siri?
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the user while creating OS, while installing the OS? A user will be created. That user is root user. Root user is the super user. Root user is the administrator user. Root user can do anything. Okay. Root user having all the privileges. Okay. IP space A. Yeah, I got the IP address. Okay. So which OS we installed, guys? CentOS
9.
9. You see? So CentOS 9 is installed. Okay. Yeah. How to shut down the Linux machine, guys? How to shut down a Linux machine? The command is init 0, guys. What is the command? Init space 0. Yeah. You see, guys? So your Linux machine is powered off. How you can start? You can start by using this. Okay. So close this. Sorry. No, cancel. Yeah, close this one. Search it in the, what is that? Oracle VirtualBox. So Oracle VirtualBox. Yeah, so this is your Oracle VirtualBox. And how you can start your Linux OS, CentOS 9? Just click the start. It will start the OS. It will power on the OS. Yeah. So what is the username, guys? The username is, password is,
Red Hat.
yes, Red Hat. Now you understood? I want to restart the machine. How you can restart it? By using the init space 6 command. It will reboot the mission. So init 0 is nothing but a shut down the mission. So init 6 is nothing but a reboot the mission. Okay.
Okay.
Init 0 is nothing but shut down the mission. Init 6 is nothing but a
Reboot.
reboot the mission or VM or server. So we can call it as a virtual mission or a server. So VM is nothing but a virtual mission. Okay. So VM is nothing but a virtual mission. Yes, understood?
Yeah, that's understood.
Yeah, root Red Hat init 0. I'm shutdowning the mission. Guys. Yeah. So where is your server? For example, you think this server is in our data center. Okay. Guys, where is in our server? The virtual mission. The virtual mission is installed under the data center. So you are working in our company. Company is located in Hyderabad, for example. Hyderabad. So something like, so this is your Windows mission. So you want to connect this server from your Windows mission, right? You are directly going to the data center, then you are connecting, or you are connecting from your local, wherever you are. So you want to connect the Linux mission, right? So Linux OS on your Windows mission, guys. So we'll tell you tomorrow, guys, how to connect this Linux mission on Windows mission in from, for example, this is in Mumbai region. So you are in the Hyderabad region, right? You cannot go directly from Hyderabad to Mumbai daily and we can connect the server. No, right? So wherever you are, for example, you are in Hyderabad, you want to connect to this server from Mumbai. How you can connect it? So we'll tell you tomorrow, guys. Okay?
Okay.
Understood? I think Siri, you know, right?
Yes, SSH one, right? Yeah.
So tomorrow I will discuss that part.
Okay.
Yep. Dozy?
Okay.
Okay. Understood, right?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and make the installations today.
Yeah, you can do. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you so
Okay,
much. We'll
thank
upload
you.
the recording.
All right, please do. I'll be
Or else
expecting.
you guys, what you can do is, so I have a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel name is Blujay Technologies. So if you go to that Blujay Technologies, so click the Blujay Technologies. I think there is a videos for installing the virtual machine. Yeah, this is the one, guys. Copy link address. I'm pasting in the chat. You guys can watch this recording, how to install OS on virtual Oracle VirtualBox. Okay,
Perfect.
understood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right,
So
have a
we'll
nice.
continue from tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.